and welcome to
God.
Dragon Wheels. It's James Bennison's show where he ropes in some friends to play some games and then forces one of those friends to host the show, even though it's not their show. My name is Timothy Goose, and I will be running today a game called Dr. Magnethands. Like 95% of all the games that we play on Dragon Wheels, it is a weird one-page one-shot written by Grant Howitt. One day I'm going to meet him and thank him. We are joined by a bunch of people. Some of them are familiar, some of them are not familiar, unless you know them outside of the context of this, when they will be familiar to you. Let's go around and do some introductions. I'm going to start with James.
That's a solid intro, man. Thank you for that. And well done for being able to count backwards from 5 this time when I gave you the counting. Yeah. Hi, I'm James. I technically run this, but I make everyone else do all the hard work for me. I am a man, technically, who lives in Brighton, but soon I'm moving to a different part of Brighton. You don't need to know that.
I feel that if people watch this every week, they now have enough information to assassinate you or steal your identity.
I hope so. Anyway, you were there last week when Luke got his actual credit card out and showed it to everyone. That was brave. That was brave stuff. I'm not going to do that because, I mean, you can see it, but I'll be honest, you just have to inherit my debt if you do. Come watch more of this. This is a thing that we do. It's fun. As I understood it when I read this, I thought that you had to be drunk to play it, and so I've invested a lot of time today in getting drunk enough to play this game. So that's where I'm at. I hope you all join me on this magical adventure.
Beautiful, thank you. Nonny.
Hello, I am Nonny. I am a spooky nerd who, at this point, is spending just the majority of their time fucking around on TikTok. And today I am drinking straight from the box.
Beautiful. Thank you. Lovely. Great introduction. And North.
Hello, I am North. I am also a man from across the pond where it is much earlier. But I am also drinking a beverage in attempts to get drunk to play Dr. Magnethands, which I'm very excited for.
Amazing. Okay, so Dr. Magnethands, thank you very much, everybody. Let me explain a little bit about this game because it is unusual in that it does not involve dice rolling in any way, shape, or form. There is no chance in this game. I mean, there's a little bit of chance in this game. So what is going to happen is I've got a very technical hat full of stuff. That's my hat of stuff. Each of us put together a list of 8 things with a question mark, because some of them were literally things, some of them were people-y things, some of them were placey things, and some of them were like abstract concepts, which are going to be a fucking nightmare to integrate into this game.
Sorry.
So that's how this works. Each of the players have been given 5 of these earlier. Now, the reason normally when we do like random character creation, it's really fun to do it as part of the stream. But the whole idea of this game is that the joy of it comes from announcing one of the cards and everybody going and having a good old chuckle at the weirdness of the card. It's already been ruined for me because I know what everyone said. So I know what all the cards are, even if I don't know when they get played. But I wanted to make sure that I was the only one burdened with that terrible curse. And so everybody else is coming in fresh and new and only knowing what 25% of the cards say. That's some maths.
Tim, thank you for taking on this terrible curse.
That's okay. So they've been given 5 cards. 1 of them is their identity. 4 of them are their powers. What I will ask is please keep your powers secret until you want to use them. Each chapter, and there will be 3 chapters, unless they are so slow and so shit at solving anything that will mean that we are really, really long. And then there will be 2 chapters. We'll find out. But there will be 3 chapters. At the beginning of each chapter, I will pull out 4 things and try and integrate them as plot points in that scene. And then they will need to use one of their powers or items to destroy the thing. They tell me what they are using. They explain to me how it is destroyed. We have a little back and forth. They lose that power. So as the game progresses, they have fewer powers to play with. Yes, Jimblefee.
Can we combine our powers?
You lose.
Like in Teamwork?
You would then lose. Yeah, but you'd lose both powers.
But if there's only 3 chapters and we've got 4 powers each,
Exactly.
we can burn a few.
Exactly. So that is, I think, all the information that you need. We're going to go round in the same order that we went round when you learnt the people names. We're going to learn a little bit about your superhero. So who are you? Don't tell me your powers, but you can tell me how you became a superhero or anything like that. Just who are you, James?
Hello. I have added one to the end of one of my things to make it sound better. And so my superhero is called the Leopard Prince.
Yes.
It should be Leopard Print, but I've added an S on the end to make it sound like I'm royalty.
Nice.
He was bitten by a radioactive Mel B from the Spice Girls, which gave him his powers that he currently has. As well as an amazing fashion sense, which he always wears leopard print and wears a crown. That's him. I hope you enjoy this information and do with it what you will.
Thank you. That was really good. The formality was correct. I loved it. Thank you very much. The Leopard Prince. Nonny, who are you?
So my superhero is General Depression.
Lovely.
They wanted like she wanted to be a very kind of put together kind of superhero. However, unfortunately, all that discipline fell by the wayside. So they just kind of show up, half a costume that hasn't been washed in several weeks. And does their best, okay?
Now, Nonny, so James, obviously, he had leopard print, and that turned into the Leopard Prince. Would you like to just explain what card you are using for General Depression? Because it was a doozy.
The feeling when a task is only a little harder than easy, but somehow that makes it nearly impossible, more so than if it were actually difficult.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Who wrote that?
Nonny. She got hoisted by her own petard. And North.
And I got hoisted by someone's leotard.
Okay, all right. I am the superhero Mismatched Socks.
Can I just ask, is it Miss?
I
as
am
in
an anthropomorphic amalgamation of lost and mismatched items, primarily socks. I can communicate, but I mostly just flop around as kind of like a nightmarish sock puppet creature.
God's sake.
Wonderful. So there we...
Can I just ask, is he mismatched socks or mismatched
that's...
socks?
No. I think it's just mismatched socks, just because I don't think I can bring that in just yet. Perhaps that's my sidekick, little mismatched socks. And
my
she
God,
always has matched socks.
Oh, I'm putting... Yeah, you can have her. That's lovely. I bet she's little mismatched socks.
I just genuinely was like going, mismatched socks. When I was sending my 8 things, I thought socks was so long. And I just looked at it and I didn't write socks down at all. So someone else had the same train of thought as me. I'm guessing it's Tim. Okay, well, there we go. Let me pick out.
I had some ideas that were really similar to some of yours. It's so weird when you just could think of 8 random things. So when I got all of yours, I had to come up with new random things.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. You are in your headquarters. Where are your headquarters? This can be not random. You can just tell me what are your headquarters?
It's in France.
You work as a team, by the way. I don't know if you have a super team name, but you are a team.
Our headquarters are in France, on top of
Of
the Eiffel
course.
Tower.
Yeah. Perfect.
Like
Sounds
in the
fair.
bit at the top, or
Yep.
like on top of?
No, it's on top of the Eiffel Tower, but no one can
Okay.
see it.
Perfect. So you are in your
And,
secret headquarters. It is a invisible ball that balances precariously on the spike at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
we all have to stand. We all have to stand at exactly triangle around on the main floor in case it balances goes.
Constantly in peril of falling and rolling down, crushing people in what will be a very mysterious, invisible disaster. It's been a normal day. You've been solving crimes and you're getting ready to unwind for Christmas because today is that most holy of days, Christmas Eve, also known as the 23rd of December. When there is a knock on your door. Excellent. There is a knock on your door. It's a strange thudding sound coming quite low down on the door, but it is a knock on the door.
It appears there's someone at the door. And just as I was in the middle of wrapping both of your presents.
Is it socks again?
I'll get it then.
Oh,
Yes, it was socks. Yes. I'll get it. Don't worry. Whilst you quickly go on Amazon.
As you go to answer the door, you're shocked because you recognize this. I'm going to say person. It's not a person. You recognize this thing at the door. It is one loafer from the left foot, and not only is this shoe already one of the personal nemeses of Mismatched Socks, the shoe, but you know that it is also the number one henchman of your greatest enemy, Dr. Magnethands. Yes, it's Dr. Magnethands, number one, number two, one loafer.
Number
His
one,
number one
two.
number of all his number twos, this is his number one, number two. His number one. Yeah.
One loafer. We meet again.
Yes, for the last time.
Oh,
He
no.
waggles his tongue aggressively at you because he's a shoe. So I've come to tell you all about Dr. Magnethands' terrible plan and to tell you how you will never stop him.
Wait, stop, Mr. Loafer. And then I lift the loafer up and I go, guys, let's all sit down on the sofa. The loafer will be telling it. And then I put the loafer on the table and we all sit down and listen to it nicely.
Lovely. So
wait, who wants some eggnog?
Oh, the loafer says yes, please.
I get everyone.
I would also like eggnog.
Lovely. General?
please.
I pour some eggnog in the loafer and then give them 2 glasses.
Perfect.
I pour the glass onto my socks and it just soaks.
So the loafer speaks. It's very difficult as his wine is now full of eggnog.
I empty his eggnog out onto myself as well.
Thank you. I was about to drown. We're still enemies, though.
Of course. And I slam him back onto the table.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the table.
That's so good. Well,
Elton John bought me that table.
I'm here to tell you that tomorrow, on Christmas Eve, Dr. Magnethands will fly his radioactive rocket castle from the moon, where he lives, into the White House. The very White House in the North Pole resides, killing Christmas forever.
But where will I get socks?
Exactly. There'll be no socks for no one.
Wait, so, hang on, wait. You use a double negative there. Does that mean there will be socks for someone?
No, there'll be no socks for no one.
Oh no!
Yes. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, we'll just fly up. We'll just fly up to the moon now, but you can't. And you look out your window and you see that your ship, that is also an invisible sphere, but a smaller invisible sphere, dangling off the edge of the first invisible sphere, meaning that you had to then put ballast weights on the other sides of the sphere to stop it tipping over.
We call them the balls.
The balls. And it's being demolished by this one. By your two favourite uncles mucking about for the family, performing a show they'd written the night before after a whiskey or 7. That is a genuine description of me and James from a review of the show that we did.
Say it again, Tim. Say it again, everyone.
The ship is being destroyed by your two favourite uncles, mucking about for the family, performing a show that they'd written the night before after a whiskey or 7. Leopard Prince, it is
in the most affectionate way. That is an entirely accurate description.
Leopard Prince, it is your two favourite uncles, the Zebra Prince and the Floral Chintz.
Zebra Prince and Floral
Zebra
Chintz.
Prince and Floral Chintz. They're working together, destroying your ship. So that is your first problem. You run to the door and find that the door is stopped. Because having accompanied the loafer, probably carrying the loafer, is a half-eaten mummy. Just groaning and dusty, standing at the door. And you look around and notice that there are more of Dr. Magnethands' henchmen because they brought their artillery. A small frog armed with a disappointingly small rock collection, which he's just sort of throwing at you.
That's very cottagecore lesbian. I love it.
What do? You've got 3 things to deal with. You need to destroy the mummy and the frog, and you also need to get your rocket ship in order. What do you do?
If you can get me to the rocket ship, I know how to deal with Zebra Prince and Flora Chips.
Well, I'm sorry. Were you talking to me, the loafer? Because I'm not going to help you.
Can I pick up the loafer and slam it down on the small frog?
Yeah, I guess you can. I mean, he's a loafer. He doesn't have much in the way of defense.
Problem solved.
All right, Mismatched Socks is going after that half-eaten mummy.
Okay.
And from the depths of his sock pile emerges Michael J. Fox from the mid-1980s.
Nice.
Wait, is this Back to the Future Michael J. Fox?
Which role are we looking at?
Or Teen Wolf Michael J. Fox?
Character, is it?
I imagine he's just getting done with a very fancy dinner with some movie producers.
Nice.
And no, it's actually just before a fancy dinner with some movie producers. So he's incredibly hungry.
Very good.
And he comes out and I say, I need you to eat the rest of that mummy.
So he's been hiding inside of this sock pile that you are.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. So he stumbles out of the sock pile. He's there. He's just heard he's heard really good news. He's heard that Eric Stoltz's performance of Marty McFly hasn't quite been going as planned, and that they might actually offer him the job. It will mean that he's working 2 jobs at the same time, and that he'll have to basically be working 24-hour days. But he thinks that this could be the role for a lifetime. And
what I love is that you've given him now the opportunity to sprout his knowledge of Michael J. Fox in the mid-80s.
And of course, you are his agent, so he'll do anything for you.
Kind of sucks.
So he is there. It's really, really dry. Do you offer him some eggnog to wash it down?
Yeah, no, of course. I'll rain it out of my socks.
Lovely. Yeah. He's sort of chomping on the dusty old mummy and knocking back the eggnog. The 2 things are kind of coagulating in his mouth, creating almost like a paste, like a glue. And after a while, he's so gummed up with this clog of paste that he just sort of goes, I can't help you anymore. And he's not dead. Very important, not dead. He will continue to have a very successful movie career, but he because he is
Tim,
full of mummy.
Tim, please don't say that this was the catalyst that causes Parkinson's disease.
Yeah, famously an ancient Egyptian curse.
Yeah.
Yes, where's Brendan Fraser when you need him? That is the question we all ask.
Oh, beautiful.
Leopard Prince, you have bypassed all of your powers and just picked up the loafer and used it to squash the frog.
Small frog.
Cool. It's a shame that so many of your enemies in this round were just inanimate objects or absolutely labelled as small.
It was a small
But
thing.
you
Alas, we got to deal with Zebra Prince and Flora Chimp.
Yes.
Not the loafer.
Oh, there you go.
Pardon?
So you said that the 2 drunk uncles were outside.
Yeah, they're just hanging on the edge. They're smashing the place up.
I'm gonna throw the loafer at one of them.
Oh, okay.
Wait, were they not in our invisible spaceship, one of the bulbuls?
I kind of imagine the invisible spaceship causing mischief.
I do not appreciate you guys using my arch rival as a weapon.
I thought you'd love it.
Now, do you have a particular ability, Nonny, that makes you very good at throwing, or is this just a normal? Cool. You pick it up and go to throw it, feeling that this would be okay, but unfortunately, your inability to commit to the bit means that once you get some frog guts on your hand, you kind of half-heartedly drop it, and the loafer falls to the ground and goes, "Hey!" And with that, sends small stones flying everywhere. Small stones that are now psychically just sort of flying around. It turns out that loafer has telekinesis, and the stones are flying around. So you're going to have to deal with that and actually use some of your fucking powers.
Okay, I've got. Can I just ask? Are Zebra Prince and Flora Chimps in our side bauble space rocket, or are they on top of the?
They're on top of it. They're hitting it with little bats.
General, if you can get me past these disappointingly small rocks, I think I'd stop my 2 favourite uncles. But only because they were a bit drunk from 7 whiskeys.
I'm trying to think of how I can use these.
You've got some great powers, mate. Let's be honest.
I know. I'm just trying to figure it out. The telepathic loafer is controlling.
Yes.
But whilst the telepathic reference has just fallen off the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
he's sadly just got a little bit of residual magic energy. That's what telekinesis is, isn't it? Magic, basically. Residual magic energy, meaning that these rocks are sort of whirling around, poltergeist style.
Or like
Okay.
that scene in Matilda.
Like that scene in Matilda with the really
Okay.
happy music.
Is the loafer controlling them, or are they doing it on their own?
They're doing it on their own.
Okay, so
They're all
have
loving it.
consciousness.
They're all going, whee!
Okay. So if these rocks have consciousness,
They do, yeah.
then because general depression, like her power set is primarily sort of psychic as well. I have decided, is going to make these rocks believe that they are in a Waffle House,
Yeah.
so that they chill out and just enjoy imaginary waffles instead
Yeah.
of causing trouble.
The rocks go, we're rocks! We don't have, I don't know where they're from, but, probably France. We're rocks! We don't need waffles! They go, but they're so delicious! And they're just imagining pinging through waffles, going, pew, 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 pew. But actually what they're doing is just smashing into one of your sofas. Couch. Pew, pew.
I can't believe you got these rocks off.
So, 10 points. So, Zebra Prince, you've made it to the you've made it to outside. You're balancing precariously. There are people going, that man up there is floating just outside of the point of the Eiffel Tower. He must have dropped his shoe. It is the only way it makes sense. Otherwise, that shoe fell out of nothing at all. But you can't hear that because that's on the ground. You're very high up. You're there. You're watching your two favorite uncles, and they go, "Ugh, Lemon, my boy, come and look at this show. This show we've written. This is really good, right? We're gonna do this show. It's called Bad Schemes, and the first scheme is we're gonna smash up this invisible thing. We don't know what it is. It's probably
Before you do that, Uncle Zebra and Uncle Flora, I have something you may want to listen to. It's the Spice Girls' debut album, Spice.
What track?
And first...
Wait, does it have my favorite track, Viva Forever?
No, that was a later album.
Oh,
but
does it have Spice Up Your Life?
That wasn't on there, well, but there are a few ones that you will like. For example, first thing, When Two Become One.
That's my favorite one, actually. Is it, Flora? Yes, romantic.
And when I do that, I want to merge both of them into one uncle.
A wunkle?
A wunkle, yes.
You merge them into a wunkle. Perfect. Yeah, done. And
then I flick it to track 9 to really embarrass them, which is called Naked.
Oh no! They're now naked. The head of Zebra Prince is looking down, and they're going, "Oh no! I've got Floral's genitals. It's such a tiny penis and balls. It's so annoying."
It's hereditary.
And they fall off and they go, "Zut alors! Maybe this is the man who lost his shoe and all of his other clothes, but they got caught on the wind and flew away. Who knows?"
And then as they fall, I play track 5, Last Time Lover.
Lovely. It was very good, and creates some strange connotations about your relationship with your uncles, which we won't go into.
In fairness, I thought that you say uncles, they were like, one of them was my uncle, the other one was the boyfriend of him. They were like married, had a gay relationship, and that's why it was the Last Time Lover, because I'd made.
Oh no, they were just brothers.
And then you committed a hate crime by killing them.
Yeah, they were your dad's brothers.
Oh, I think they were mother's brothers. Then I would have played Mama and got her to kill them off.
I mean, great use. Unfortunately, they died holding the CD, so you don't have it anymore.
Oh no, that was a great. That was limited. Mel B gave me that after she hit me.
Margaret, you realise that your gift wrapping must wait just for a moment, but after looking at that half-eaten mummy, you now have a pretty good idea about how to wrap a present. So you'll be fine. You'll get it done. And you jump into your invisible ship and head off to the moon. Congratulations. This is a quick game. Congratulations. Done is done. Everyone take a drink.
Yeah, down it.
Give me 2 seconds. I need to go grab another one.
Oh, lovely. Oh, yes.
Sorry,
Yeah?
Tim, are we down in the drinks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It is an entire carton.
I'm quite sad. If Nonny's still watching this, that means that our only viewer has left. And he left with an amazing name for that left shoe.
What was it?
Lisa Left Foot Lopez.
That is good. And then they clearly were like, I don't like this talk of uncles. I'm leaving.
Yeah. Okay, I've got to finish this before we carry on with the next stage. I've got exactly one beer for each stage of this story, by the way. Okay, Tim, hit me.
So, who out of the group is the pilot? Do you have specific roles in your ship?
I feel like it's best if I'm the pilot because I don't have eyes.
Perfect.
I was going to say General clearly has been in the Air Force at some point, so maybe General can do that whilst I sit in my luxurious throne stroking mismatched socks.
Lovely.
General will drive, however, she is not a good driver.
Perfect.
She's not happy about it.
Yeah.
You missed the turn at the last gas giant.
Perfect. So you're like really slowly like starting your way through space.
Yeah, to the moon, of course. Like
Very lost. It took us a while.
As you make your way closer to the moon, that you start realizing that there are layers of defenses. There are layers of defenses that have been put together by Dr. Magnethands' #1 strategist.
He's very good.
Is a man, a behemoth that straddles the world of magic and science. Let's say science.
And fashion.
And and he once had sex with a horse, I think. Yes, it's Daniel Radcliffe.
Wait. Sorry. Is Daniel Radcliffe Dr. Magnethands? Is that
Magnethands' main tactician that has created these space defenses. And Daniel Radcliffe, his flickering face appears on your comm screen, and he's like, "Oh, hi guys, it's me, Daniel Radcliffe."
Do the voice.
That is his voice. He's got a slight lisp, but I can't remember what letter he lisps.
I loved you in Swiss Army Man.
Oh, thanks. I've got this thing with my eye, and it's just really good to have an opportunity to be able to do it.
I preferred you in Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 1. Part 2 was a letdown for me.
The problem is that all of those things, I do all of my own stunts, and he's right. He does do all of his own stunts.
What stunts? What stunts does he do?
Well,
Wingardium Leviosa!
Yeah, great question. Because in that moment, you are being attacked by a two-pronged attack. Because Daniel Radcliffe has sent out Expecto Patronum, he shouts. And from one side of your ship, a huge stag is just battering the side of the ship. And from the other side, he is using his body as if it's like a machine gun. And he's just firing bullets at you. As Paul Dano is just Heimlich maneuvering him. And he's there.
What have you picked out of that fucking hat?
Just Daniel Radcliffe. You've still got 3 other things to deal with. How do you defeat Daniel Radcliffe?
Has anyone got anything? Because otherwise I'm going to my fucking big card.
Oh, I've got one. I'm going to attempt to distract him by being like, "Oh, you do all your own stunts then?"
Yeah.
Here's a stunt I don't think you have the balls to do. Okay, and I'm gonna out through the airlock. Just put a bungee cord and be like, "You have to bungee to Earth in your pants."
And he's like, I can do that, no problem. And he opens the control booth because he was actually just by you in a little pod. The Expecto Patronum spell and also the trajectory of his bullets would not have got very, very far, even through the inertia of space. And he opens the little pod and, you tricked him, because he doesn't even get round to doing a bungee jump in his underpants, because as soon as the ship depressurizes, he explodes in the vast vacuum of space.
No!
Daniel Radcliffe.
I actually do feel like the Spice Girls debut album Spice would have done the same job. It's a shame you still don't have that.
But he goes, just as he dies, he goes, McGonagall taught me this one! Shazam! And the ship changes. And you see it change, and it is a dragon. But
Fuck off, the size of a cat!
It's a dragon the size of a cat. And it is flying at you. And it begins attacking you with its fiery, fiery breath. Now, its fiery, fiery breath is not actually made of fiery, fiery fire. It's made of Frank's hot sauce. And the hot sauce is gumming up the end and gumming up the windows. So now you've got a very adorable but dangerous dragon and a broken ship to deal with. What do you do?
Okay, can I just ask, can this cat-sized dragon breathe in space?
Yeah, because it's magic.
That's fair. Okay, you guess good.
I'll handle the hot sauce. You guys get the dragon.
We keep the dragon.
And I'm gonna head down to the engines.
Okay, so let's start with you. You waddle over to the guys. This is gonna be the quickest dragon wheels ever. I'm afraid. I think just the very concept of this game is rapid.
No, I love it. I'm very drunk and I'm enjoying it. We have to open this beer and start drinking, because otherwise, when I down it at the end of this chapter, it's going to be dangerous.
Okay, North. You waddle. I assume you waddle. In my head, you're a mound.
Yeah. Just
you waddle down to the engine rooms, and sure enough, everything is covered in vibrant red of Frank's hot sauce, Frank's insanity sauce, in fact. Really spicy. It's so spicy that it's the kind of thing where it kind of tingles on your fingers.
all right. I once again open my chest cavity of socks.
Gonna remind you that Michael J. Fox is full of mummy paste. He will not.
I understand.
Not lick the engine out.
Yeah. No, I let out my other friend, Doug Geode, resident couch potato.
Who, if anything, is Doug Geode?
Okay, all right. I put it in as like a fun like maybe superhero name, but Doug Geode. Me and my friend saw at the airport, who took way too long to talk to whoever was at the con persona for him.
Nice.
Named Doug Geo. And he is an incredibly annoying man who has extensive rock collection, and it has to tell everyone about it all the time.
I see.
But there's no time to hear about your rock collection, Doug Geode. I need you to eat this hot sauce.
What I love is you keep summoning people to eat.
Yeah, that's.
Now, I'm just gonna say now that unfortunately, this is your own problem, North. You're gonna have to deal with this. Doug Geode, when you were back in your headquarters, he was peeking out through the socks. He was very happy that he wasn't summoned to eat the mummy. That is not his jam. But he couldn't help notice that an annoyingly small rock collection was sentient in your house, and at no point did you think, "Hey, Doug Geode would love these. And he had to watch as they all got waffled. And so he's a little bit like, I just feel a little bit neglected right now, and I don't know why I should do something for you.
Look, okay. General Depression has been going through a very difficult time lately. And we needed to give her that in. I mean, like, Michael already had the mummy handled. Like, I mean, it's all about delegation of duty. And this is your job.
My job is not licking engines. Is my job licking engines?
It is now.
Oh, he is crestfallen. And he thinks about it.
You're hired!
He thinks about it all, and he goes, look, obviously mismatched socks. Ever since you saved me from that Mexican drug cartel, I've always pledged to help you in any way that I can, and I've never asked for payment. But promise me this one thing: get me a really good moon rock.
I promise you, Geode, I will get you the best moon rock that is available in the very, very, very close by vicinity of the radioactive castle of Dr. Magnet.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you, Miss Max. And
I love you too, Doug Geo.
He throws himself onto the engine using his body and his mouth as a mop, and he's just sucking up, and even soon the engine begins to sputter and whir, and it comes back to life. It's very weird that you guys have a petrol operated spaceship, but you do, and it splutters to life. It was made out of old lawnmower engines, and there it is, working perfectly well. And he goes, whew, I'm gonna go to the toilet, and
oh God,
I'm probably gonna be some time. And he, yes, the ship is it rights itself, and it is now flying perfectly well through space. But you do have a tiny dragon to deal with, and what's that?
I've got this.
What's that? He's brought his friends. Yes. Now, I am going to slightly change this because this does say wearing Crocs with socks.
Oh God!
And I'm going to say that it's it's a bunch of crocodiles
Wearing crocodiles.
It's a bunch of crocodiles wearing crocodiles, and he goes, "I brought." The little tiny dragon the size of a cat goes, "I've brought my children," and he was wearing a small bag around its neck, and with his little wings he unzips them, and 3 normal-sized crocodiles wearing crocodiles to keep their feet warm are now floating in space next to this tiny dragon. It doesn't make sense because they were too big to come out of the dragon, let alone to come out of the bag around the dragon's neck. But they are there. They can also breathe, and they are just slapping their scaly bodies against the windows. You're worried because you know that these windows are made out of recycled beer bottles. They are not strong. What do you do?
I made these. Don't worry, General. I think I have a plan. I, the Leopard Prince, will summon my sister, the Princess Papercut.
Yes. How do you summon her?
I sing. I'll tell you what I really, really want. Yo, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want my sister, Papercut Princess.
And she appears and goes, I really, really, really want to sing. And she just cuts herself very briefly.
And then I say, stop right now. Listen, take those sweet, sweet papers that you have all over your body and throw them at that fucking cat-sized dragon.
No, I always assumed that Princess Papercuts was somebody that couldn't handle paper, but you're saying that she's made of paper.
Yes, I think what I feel like she does is when she gets close to people, like they get hurt by the sharp paper on her body.
Cool.
So she's just like an origami person.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to mute
Now,
myself.
first said the magic word, origami person.
I'm burning. I'm sorry. It's still going.
Oh.
What is happening?
I'm so glad that we don't have any listeners, and therefore we don't have to worry about the super professionalism of this show.
You woke up the baby, who I'm now forcing to love me.
No, it was really funny that you brought that up, Tim, with the rock collection, because I was thinking this. Yeah, no, but it just it didn't come up. It didn't come up.
This is probably, I think maybe because it's so small and it's so immediate and it's so dumb, this is probably the most on it I've been for like callbacks and stuff. Normally
Right.
games I'm just like, yeah.
What time out?
It is 7:30. Is everyone all right? No one's on fire?
Do we know what the cause of the sound is?
I presume someone in James's house is committing arson. James, are you trying to ask if we can go for a break?
So, before the Leopard Prince sends his sister into space to try and cut up some crocodiles, we will have a small break. So let's say it's past. We'll see you guys in like 10 minutes.
Wait, hang on. 3.
And we're back. Yes, James has home aloned the house to get rid of those invaders that were setting off his burglar alarms.
They're dead now.
Excellent. So, James, where were we? Because we were at the beginning of a point family reunion.
Yeah, my sister. I would have given her a hug, but I would have got a paper cut, so I didn't. I just sent her out of the airlock to deal with a cat-sized dragon, and while she's out there, if she can deal with some alligators as well, that's great.
Yeah. So she weighs up the situation and she goes, leopard
Yep.
prince. You aren't
Yes,
aware that
princess.
if I go into space and give these crocodiles in socks and this tiny cat-sized dragon paper cuts, it will kill me.
That is a risk I am willing to take.
Well, I just want you to know, I just wanted it said before I did this that I'm giving you everything. All the joy can bring. This I swear. And all that I want from you, and of course from our parents, Queen Latifah and Burger King, is the promise you will be there. Say you will be there.
I'll tell our mother. I'll say to her, Mama, she loved you.
Really beautiful. And
Mama, she cares.
Unfortunately, there are no more of the lyrics that are really relevant to
Yeah, Spice Girls didn't write about daddies.
Yeah. So she goes, well, I guess you'll have to show me the door. And you open the airlock and she whirls out, spinning in the air. And as she spins out, small little shards of paper like Post-its just fly off her. And obviously the lack of air resistance in space means that they will just fly and move at a constant speed. And they are pinging now. As I'm sure you know about dragons and crocodiles, most of their bodies are quite tough due to their scales. However, they do have soft underbellies, and they're all just sort of whirling around, weightless in space. And every time one of them reveals their bellies, it's pew, 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 tiny shards of paper. They say. It really hurts. And finally, they're not defeated, but they're hit with enough force. Again, no air resistance. They're hit by enough force by all these shards of paper that they just sort of drift out the way.
Can I say, as they do, in a while, crocodile?
And one of them goes, and they all groan.
And they go, too soon!
What about me? I'm a dragon!
In a wagon, dragon flagon. Nah, I'm not thought it through.
Oh. They leave. You leave, and you leave the dragon very upset that he didn't get a good rhyme.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dragon.
Oh, I wish I could fly back to you, but I can't for some reason. You paper cut my wings.
We're trying to say Christmas. I'm sorry.
And you make it, Cliff, and you make it to the moon. Now, this is where things start to be difficult, because as I'm sure you know, the castle of Dr. Magnethands is in the most irradiated part of the moon. And you land
Do you know that?
just outside of what you know to be the irradiated area of the moon, because your ship is not radiation proof, and it would surely be destroyed. So you're gonna
if it was radiation proof, you'd think it would have been crocodile proof, which it was not.
Which it was not, exactly. Crocodiles are less dangerous than radiation,
as we know,
and that's a fact. So you park outside of the radiation zone in the car park of the
Car park.
the 24-hour supermarket of the moon.
Has anyone got any change?
There we are.
I'm sure I do. And I pull open my chest cavity and change just.
Yes, you're right. You do have to. It's pay and display the car park of the 24-hour. Even at 3 a.m., it's still pay and display. And the night guardman of the moon is a pretty shifty person. You'll be honest. If you don't give him a good incentive, he'll probably just jack your ship and sell it off to somebody. What do you do?
What's his name?
He is called Schlurb. It's a very common moon name.
Yes.
So is he like an alien, or is he like a man wearing a spacesuit, or like a robot?
Well,
pick something from the hat.
Good point. I'll put them all back in because I've taken them all out. He is. Now, he would say he's chestnuts. He's like just like a pile of nuts. And he's like, I hope none of you got allergies, because I'm nuts, man.
This is very festive.
It is.
I'm actually lactose intolerant.
Okay. Doesn't work for what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm Schlurb. I run the 24-hour car park on the moon at night. I'm the nightman. And I'm nuts. What are you gonna do?
Does anyone get anything that they think might?
Like back when I was like having the energy to cook, there was this like really lovely recipe for like a chestnut stuffing that I wanted to try.
Oh yeah. You think you can do some chestnut stuffing? You ain't got the culinary nous.
I will seduce the chestnuts.
Yeah, you got any cranberries?
Maybe.
Any sausage meat? You got any Paxo?
Tim, can I just ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
Have we got to the end of stage 2?
Oh yeah, so we're in stage 3 now. You're on the moon. Go on, Nonny. Are you? I can't tell if you're seducing or threatening Schlurb the bunch of nuts.
Yes.
Of course. This is where we learn a lot about Nonny's seduction methods. They're both.
As someone who has been seduced by Nonny, there's a very fine line between seduction and threatening with Nonny.
I will have you know that in real life, I am a sweet and innocent and charming cinnamon roll.
Oh, cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls and chestnuts. I like it.
That's funny. I've always thought of myself as a cinnamon
Nonny, you've
roll.
actually acquired an ally on your mission. You've got an ally. If you can imagine a slug made out of chestnuts, that is Schlurb.
Oh, sexy.
Oh.
It's actually the like, you know, when you get like chestnut paste.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of that, but in a sentient blob form.
Okay.
And you move through. God, for God's sake. Okay, now you move through the radioactive zone of the moon. Now, before, of course, there is a real problem. As we all know, radiation does cause desertomancy. Now, this is where discarded desserts, and they all get thrown out. Any out of date desserts, they get thrown out of the back of the 24-hour supermarket when they've passed. They would normally just rot, biodegrade, but on the moon, especially in the radiated zone, they come to life. So you're going to have to find a way to make your way to the castle through the through the swathes of puddings and jellies that are just stomping around, moaning and groaning, and will bite you and give you their radioactive pudding death.
I
Oh
have
no.
an idea,
Uh-oh.
but I will if because I sort of took the lead with seducing the last food stuff we came across. If somebody else has an idea, please go first.
I mean, I'm hoping that Mismatched Socks has someone to eat these desserts.
Unfortunately, I think I'm all out of hungry companions, but I do have this wooden plank. And if I shake it, it goes.
Perfect. Yes. Ah.
So I shake it at just the right frequency. I could call some mutated moon squirrels to eat it, maybe.
Yeah. Of course. Can you just give
I do
me
want to say that it does look like you're doing this from where I'm sat. Yeah.
Can you just tell us what the resonant frequency is for attracting moon squirrels?
Yeah, it goes.
Now they come.
I think he's right. I think he's right.
And you hear it. You hear a. You look down at your glass of water and you see ripples on it. And something is coming. Something is coming. You look over. You know that the moon controls the tides on Earth, but the moon surely doesn't have tides of its own. But that over there, that enormous wave, wait, no, it's not water at all. It's rabid moon squirrels. They're all coming. They cluster for the food. Ah, there they are. You see trifles ripped apart. You see sponges torn to shreds. Ah, there's a Genoese that is ripped into pieces. An eclair splats you. Ah, the crimson blood of jam just trickling down you. But what's that? What's that? Oh, general depression. The realization hits you. Okay, yeah, how are you going to protect it? Because he is a hot squirrel feast. He's chestnuts.
I am going to use my all caps telepathy.
Yeah.
To just scream in the rabid squirrel's brains that they leave him the fuck alone.
Oh.
The only bit of serotonin I have had in 3 years.
It works.
Okay,
it works. You see them all ripple away.
I've had an even worse realization that general depression is lactose intolerant. So all these desserts flying at her will no doubt cause her a slightly larger belly.
Yeah, she's. I mean, she's using her all caps telepathy to keep clear of everything. She, if anything, she's going to come into this final battle slightly gassy.
Yeah.
I know. I don't want that. Can I use one of my powers?
Guys, I'm just going to say that you haven't yet met Dr. Magnethands. You do want to have something in the tank or you will die.
No, I've got my biggest power save for last. I would like to use one of my powers to stop the lactose hitting her in the face. Yeah. And this power is...
You only really get gassy and bloated if you eat it.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're I think you said you were screaming. But anyway...
No, telepathically.
Can I just have...
Technically yelling would be all caps telepathy, wouldn't it? I think all caps telepathy is just shouting.
Can I use my power seeing 3 seconds into the future to stop her from having any, to bat away the eclairs and other cream-based goods from going anywhere near her?
Yeah, it's you become, for this brief moment, it's like watching Neo in the Matrix as you move effortlessly, knocking like cream puffs and jellies out of the sky, just like poof, poof. And you actually manage to lead the 4 of you a clean path to the moon until you get to the castle of Dr. Magnethands. And he is there. Oh, You finally arrived. You took your time. I thought you would be dead by now. But I am here to tell you that you will never defeat me because I have brought my most fearsome of foes. Yes. And you hear it, as coming from the basement is the great beast, the monster that Dr. Magnethands only brings out for his most hated enemies. The doors to the basement are chained shut, but chains are no match for Dr. Magnethands. And the chains fly off the doors, clinging to his large horseshoe magnet hands, and the doors burst open. Oh, it's me, Biggins! And pantomime legend Christopher Biggins walks in.
I'm so sorry, guys.
He's in.
This is one of mine.
I've got to do Biggins now.
North, are you familiar with the concept of a pantomime?
Pardon?
North, are you familiar with the concept of a pantomime?
Like, is that just a mime?
No.
No. It's
There's we're gonna just do a little small break. There is a Christmas tradition in the UK of watching kind of like fairy tales, and they're done in the theatre. So it'd be things like Jack and the Beanstalk or Cinderella, something like that. And they're always
Aladdin.
in a very
rigid structure.
Very rigid structure, which is also based high camp and audience participation and sort of ridiculousness. And there are things like the romantic lead is always a fully grown woman pretending to be a boy. There is always a pantomime game who's a man in drag playing an older woman.
Okay, so it's a little
Horse,
like Rocky
pantomime
Horror
horse.
Picture Show kind of deal.
It's
But
also
less good.
an extra in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He is one of the people dancing the time warp in that, but he's
Okay.
he's probably most famous for being a pantomime dame. He's just a very camp and flamboyant actor.
Okay.
He's just having the most wonderful time. And he is having the most wonderful time.
Amazing.
Because he's joined you all here to play his favorite game as he pulls out his three. He goes, I wasn't expecting the chestnuts. As he pulls out his three lassos. And he swings them, and suddenly, shitink, 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 general depression, leopard prints, two lassos wrap around your neck and start to tighten. Mismatched socks. The lasso hits you and just sort of goes through your body. It doesn't affect you at all. And I think things are going to get a little bit sexual. Yes, we're dealing with the classic double bill of Christopher Biggins and autoerotic asphyxiation.
These are my two. They were both mine.
How do you deal? This is it. This is the final battle. How do you deal against this?
Tim, I'm going to message you now as to what I'm doing. But as I'm being held by this rope, I press this button on my utility belt to summon something which will take a small amount of time to arrive.
Okay.
Okay, I know exactly how to distract Christopher Biggins.
Okay.
I have something that you lost. And I pull out from my chest cavity Christopher Biggins' lost slime fetish.
Yes. Now, Christopher.
I'm sorry. Who's slime fetish?
It's just a slime fetish.
Who wrote that?
Slime fetish.
I genuinely was trying to work out what the name of that was to put that down, but I couldn't remember the name of it.
And we do have a pasty, somewhat slimy chestnut.
You do. Just as the lassos were starting to tighten, you feel them loosen as Biggins' grip.
I just put a slice of lemon in my mouth.
Actually, point of information. Did you say it said autoerotic asphyxiation?
It did, yeah.
And that's not autoerotic asphyxiation. That's just erotic asphyxiation.
True.
Autoerotic is when you do it to yourself.
He's also doing it to himself.
You know, it's like, if we're gonna throw fetishes into this, I demand accuracy.
All right, he's doing it to himself and to you. He wants you to share in this wonderful moment.
Okay, Tim, just to make it accurate for Nonny, I then get the noose and tighten it back up again, put a slice of lemon in my mouth, and enjoy it.
He goes, you called me out, but I'm afraid I wanted to find out more information about fetishes, but I only have an encyclopedia that covers the letter G.
Is that where he gets his gunge fetish from?
It's where I got my gunge fetish, but I couldn't look up. I looked up garroting, but that's slightly different.
This is awful.
I mainly... Oh, sorry. Nonny's exploded. Well,
I felt like I needed to sneeze, but then it didn't come. And so now I've got that kind of sneezing blue balls happening.
Okay. But his focus has moved to asphyxiation. He starts moving towards Splurg. He goes, where did you come from? Oh, my goodness, I want to ASMR all over you.
I know what I want to do. So I'm gonna go up to Splurg, did you say?
Yeah.
I forgot his name already. So I'm gonna put my arm around his where his shoulder would be, that kind of area on the gun tube, and we're gonna give him that. You know the unicorn hunter look.
I mean, no.
Please give it to us now.
Well, it's like a kind of smug flirt smile. Well, it's meant to look flirty, but actually it just looks kind of predatory.
Can you do it for us now, please?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Excellent.
And be like, well, you know, we had been looking for a third.
Oh.
Who's we? Who's we?
Me and Splurg.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
And he turns around and goes, Dr. Magnethands is like, yes. I'm no longer living in your dungeon. I'm going back to theirs. And he's like, no. Biggins, you're my last line of defense. Don't worry. At least I can still launch my radioactive castle into the white. And at that moment, you hear, warning, impact imminent. Warning, impact imminent.
Quick, run, everyone! My plan has come to fruition.
You look as you run, and you start running. All of you running out. Of course, Biggins, Leopard Prince, and General Depression. You're all sort of tethered together, but you are kind of hobbling around, joined by the neck. You move away. As you look out of the window, you notice the Louvre flying up from France. Of course, well known that it was always Leopard Prince that owned most of the impressive properties around Paris. That's how you managed to get such a good base at the top of the Eiffel Tower. The Louvre coming up, flying. And as you all dive out of the castle, and it's a really big dive because of the low gravity on the moon, you dive through the radiated zone back to your ship just as the radioactive castle explodes. And you fly off to the tune of I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. I could stay awake in this sweet surrender. But amongst it all, you just hear, no! I'll get you next time! Leopard Prince, General Depression, and Mismatched Socks, and also my traitorous beast Biggins, and that pile of goo! Congratulations, everyone! You have defeated Dr. Magnethands. It went far more sexually than I expected.
Well done, everyone! Woo! That was bizarre, and I'm glad the Louvre managed to work in the end.
Well, it's fun.
I was deliberately saving that to the very last moment.
No, that was one of mine, and I thought it was so funny that we were on the Eiffel Tower. I'm like, oh, the Louvre can so easily come up.
That's why I said the Eiffel Tower, because I had the
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
That was great.
That was really
That
fun.
was a good game.
Thank you so much, James. Wait, is that the end of stage 3?
That is the end of stage 3. No, we're all just going to silently watch you drink. Sorry, guys.
It was pretty full. I'll keep going. You do the wind down
Well,
at the
thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you are watching, this has been Dragon Wheels. Every week we play a different one-shot. Sometimes we play a 2-episode long game. Sometimes we do not. I have no idea who or what is happening next week. I imagine James doesn't either because he's just downed 4 drinks.
I've had a lot of drinks before then, but I might run one next week unless someone else wants to run one, and then we'll see what happens. How about that?
Keep your eye on the Twitters, where 2.5 minutes before we go live, somebody will frantically post a tweet asking you to come and join us. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever side of the Atlantic you are on, and remember to wear a mask. Goodbye.
Bye!